to discuss and to decode for us what could you be expecting ahead of the RBI policy to be able to, probably navigate your investments better, is now a very special guest, Rajni Sinha. She's the chief economist at CareEdge Ratings, is now joining in to give us a sense of what are the big bang expectations right there. Good afternoon, Rajni. Good to have you with us on this special edition of Market Today, where you're making a debut on this special market special show as well. But this is what the markets are probably looking at. The biggest event is tomorrow. And we were just discussing the other day when the GDP shocker had come in, actually, Rajni. I remember how most of the economists had over 6.5% kind of an expectation for the GDP numbers. You had 6.8%, and it has actually come in as a huge shock of 5.4%, 7-quarter low for the GDP number. Do you think this is going to be making the task for the RBI governor and the MPC really tough this time around, because the focus has been so far to manage inflation, but now it seems growth will also be coming onto the top radar?
Yeah, definitely, Sakshi. It's going to be a very difficult balancing act that RBI is expected to do tomorrow. Because if you look at the last data point for growth as well as inflation, both are concerning. Growth, as we had discussed last time, at 5.4% was much lower than market expectations. And at the same time, inflation data that we had at 6.2%, the last data point, was higher than RBI's comfort zone. So definitely it's concerning. But I think the central bank, while last time they moved to a neutral stance from withdrawal of accommodation, as you see, the governor so far had been mainly focusing on inflationary concerns. While RBI so far had maintained that growth was not a big concern. So I don't think immediately they are going to jump to a rate cut in this meeting, given that inflation was above 6% in the last data point that came. And even going forward, the next two data points are expected to be CPI expected to be around 5.5%. In such a situation, I think RBI will remain cautious, at least in this meeting, because RBI governor has been highlighting that they are concerned about high food inflation, even though the inflation is high mainly because of food, which is beyond their control. And that's the argument that is there in the market, that, it's beyond their control. So maybe they should go ahead and cut. But RBI has been highlighting that even if the inflation is high because of food, food inflation has an impact on inflationary expectations. And hence the risk of, the whole of inflation becoming more broad based. Hence, I think probably in this meeting, they will not cut. Growth is a concern, but, like we had discussed last time, growth is expected to pick up in the third and fourth quarter. For the full year, we are expecting GDP growth at around 6.5%, which is definitely lower than what was being expected earlier. But I would say it's still not a very bad number. So I think RBI is likely to wait. And in the next meeting, Feb meeting, when CPI inflation is expected by Feb, it's expected to move below 5%. I think that will provide RBI the window to cut rate.
Right. Good afternoon, ma'am, and a very warm welcome to you on Market Today. I just wanted to understand that there is this view in the market that this slowdown is temporary and was primarily on because of the 2024 elections that we held, and the fact that the government slowed its capex. Do you agree to this assessment? And if yes, then is 5.4 the worst that we've seen, or do you see this gravy train slowing further?
So 5.4% is the worst that we have seen. We expect growth to pick up to around 6.7% in the second half of the year. But the slowdown was mainly because of this factor that you highlighted. Government spending was low in the first half of the year. Having said that, it's not that there are no concerns on growth at all. There are concerns. If you see, even on the consumption front, there are concerns around the urban consumption, which had seen a big spurt post-COVID. There are some signs of moderation. And we are also seeing the signs of growth moderation in some of the other high-frequency economic indicators also. Even the corporate performance, the last quarter results have shown that, yes, there is a growth moderation happening. So to put it in a nutshell, yes, growth is going to pick up from this 5.4% level. This is the lowest. But yes, it is going to be lower than what was, we have seen in the past. The 7-8% growth that we have seen in the past, that is unlikely to happen going forward, at least in the near to medium term.
Okay. And this hope that the markets seem to have built on their own that a CRR cut is in the offing tomorrow. Do you agree?
So yes, this hope has mainly built up because the expectation is that probably RBI will not cut rate as a knee-jerk reaction to the low GDP data, but they'll take some action and probably cut the CRR. I think while I wouldn't completely rule out the possibility of a CRR cut, given that liquidity is tight, but I think the probability of that is low. Because if you look at the reason why the liquidity has become tight, one is because of government spending being low. So as the government spending comes back to the market in the third and fourth quarter, the liquidity situation is expected to improve. The other reason why liquidity is tight is because of forex intervention by the central bank, and we are seeing forex reserves falling. We are seeing FII outflows happening from the market. But that also going forward, once the kind of dust settles down and market has factored in that probably US is going to cut rates lower than what was anticipated earlier, I think once the market has factored in those aspects, we could see FII inflows again coming back to the market. Given that India would still be recording a much better growth than what is happening all around us, and also because of India's inclusion in the global bond indices. So, because of these factors, this liquidity tight situation may improve going forward. Hence, in the near term, RBI may go for measures like OMO sales or recourse to VRR to take care of the liquidity.
Okay, Rajni, also help us understand what do you expect as far as RBI's own forecast of the GDP is concerned, looking at what we have at hand. They have an expectation of 7.2% for FY25. Do you expect a tweaking on the lower side from the RBI on that account? And at the same time, on inflation projections as well, do you expect an upward risk that the RBI will be highlighting there too?
Yes, definitely. RBI is likely to revise its growth projection upwards because, even when they were talking about 7.2%, it was much higher than what the market was anticipating.
Yeah.
And then with the second quarter GDP number at 5.4%, much lower than the 7% that RBI was expecting, they are likely to lower it to, I think, closer to our expectation of around 6.5%. And as far as the inflation is concerned, again, their expectation of average of 4.5% looks difficult. We are expecting average inflation at around 4.8% with an upward bias. So RBI is likely to increase its inflation projection.
Right. And as you speak, Rajni, the market is so volatile, it's completely unbelievable.
Yeah.
10 minutes, no, I think 3 minutes ago, we had again tested 24,500 on the Nifty. We are back above 24,710. But all this is very exciting for us at least. Let's get your view on bond yields. Chinese bond yields down to multi-year lows. US bond yields on the 10-year paper have sort of mellowed down. What do you think of ours, 10-year paper? What's your outlook, say, by March 2025?
I think our 10-year yields should go down from these levels because, we saw some rise in 10-year bond yields kind of in reaction to what was happening to US yields. But given that there are expectations of rate cut, if not, like I said, I'm not expecting in this upcoming meeting, December meeting, but in Feb meeting.
Yeah.
So with that factored in, we should see the 10-year yields going down to around 6.5 to 6.6% by the end of the fiscal year.
Right. Rajni, just to further that point that you said, that not in the December meeting, but in the Feb meeting is when you actually expect a rate cut to take place. What is the quantum that you would expect that time around?
So we feel that RBI is going to take small steps to cut the rates. So we are expecting a 25 basis point rate cut in the Feb meeting, followed by earlier our expectation was that would be followed by another 25 basis point rate cut in FY26. But now we feel that there are chances of around 50 to 75 basis point rate cut in the next year.
Okay, Rajni, now I'm going to throw a couple of googlies. This is, as we know now, the last MPC and the credit policy that Governor Shaktikanta Das will address. What are your expectations that he will get an extension? This is the first one.
I think, I mean, that's just my guess, but I think there are high chances of him getting an extension, as per me.
Okay. The reason why I ask is that, when the contract was announced in December of 2021, there was this 1 month period that was given, and no announcement has come in so far. So we are hoping that the best central bank governor in the world will continue for another term, and that is what the market is expecting as well. Let's come to, you've talked about bond yields coming down. What is your view on long term bond funds? There is this again view in the market that there would be a category of funds that investors should move in, given that the possibilities of a rate cut are now higher. Do you agree to that assessment?
Yes, definitely. Like I said, we are expecting. So, like, if I talk about growth, as I said, growth is expected to improve. But yes, growth is going to be lower than what was being anticipated earlier. And going forward, inflationary concerns are likely to subside. That's based on the expectation that food inflation is likely to moderate by next year. Because in food also now it's mainly seasonal items like vegetable prices which are big concern. So if I go with the assumption that food inflation will moderate, I think RBI will look at focusing on growth again, and hence the expectation that rate cut is definitely there. And as I said earlier, we're expecting a shallow rate cut of 50 basis point, but there are, I would say, there are even chances of a 75 basis point rate cut next year. So yes, rate cuts are completely expected next year.
Rajni, the rupee is hovering near record lows as well. So, how would you expect the RBI to really address that in the current meeting?
So actually, that's another reason I feel that RBI may not jump to a rate cut in this meeting.
Correct.
Because with what's happening in the forex market, with dollar strengthening that we have been seeing and FII outflows, RBI may just wait for the next meeting, because that may result in the yield differential further narrowing. So in that sense, that's the reason I said that RBI may not jump in. I think RBI will continue to intervene in the forex market and keep the rupee less volatile, not allow it to move, much on either side. But I think towards the end of the fiscal year, there are chances of some appreciation from these levels, because, like I said earlier, in over a little longer period of time, say a couple of months, market should factor in the fact that US Fed is likely to, the rate cuts are likely to be lower. So this US yields that have been going up, factoring in this expectation, I think the whole thing will get factored in a couple of
750
months.
Nifty.
And then I think we could see FII outflows coming back to the market. And that would also be supportive of rupee going forward.
Okay. And Rajni, President-elect Trump is coming back on January 20th. What is your WhatsApp group of economists talking about? Are tariff wars going to come back? Of course, all of us are going to have a great time tracking him on Twitter. But what are the economists thinking broadly? Are trade wars, artificial barriers, and all sorts of market talk coming back into fashion? What is your view?
Yes, absolutely. The expectation is that trade war will come back. And President Trump has given all indications. He has spoken about it. And once that starts happening, we will see other countries also retaliating. So
Yes.
overall, I would say that anyways, what we had been seeing in the last few years is that if you see most of the advanced economies, because they have been recording low growth, they have been looking inwards. And they have become kind of averse to global linkages and global trade. So that is going to further, this whole trend is going to further get aggravated going forward. We are going to see going forward more restrictions on trade, and that would be damaging overall, I would say, for global trade and global growth.
Right, but these are very, very exciting times, and every single news anchor in the world is looking forward to President-elect Trump start tweeting beyond midnight. It's going to be great, great fun. But thank you so much, Rajni. It was such an excellent conversation on your thoughts about the CRR cut, where bond yields are headed, what's going to happen to GDP growth, and more importantly, food prices, which impact us all. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.